For this exercise, we're going to practice with modifying and centering our web page. And a common design practice is to configure your background color of the wrapper container to be a light neutral color, and this gives you a good contrast with your text. And so we're going to create a new folder. Everything's about folder and file management, so that's why creating new folders for all these exercises can be helpful as well. And this is going to be Center Chapter 6. And we're going to go over here to our 6.3 folder. We're going to get all three of these, our logo, our background, and our file. Copy those into our Center Chapter 6. Look at what we're working with. So this is what we have to work with. Open that up. We're going to edit our embedded CSS to configure our H1 selector. So here's our H1. We want to remove the width, and I'm going to go ahead. I don't like it when they bring it all up like that. We could have just used the one we were doing last time too, but you may have stepped away since then. So we're going to get rid of our width. And we want to give it a background color. Background color. And this is going to be 9db3dc. And we want to give it a 0 top margin, so we're going to use margin top because we just want the top margin to be 0. Save that. Launch it in Chrome. Notice that instead of this gap, which is outside of our box, we got rid of that. We're also going to configure a new selector with an ID for container. We're going to add a style declaration, and we're going to go in and give that some background color, some padding, some width, some margin left and right. So remember, for our ID we use the hashtag container. Background color. Padding 2em. Margin left. Auto. Margin right. Auto. And this is how you center your page on the browser. Using margin left and right auto will help to center your content. Width 80%. Minimum width 800 pixels. Save that, run it, and nothing should change. So why should nothing change? Because we haven't actually added that ID to our HTML code yet. So we're going to go in and we're going to configure a div element with the ID of container that wraps or basically has all of the code within the body section. So we're going to go right after our opening body tag, and we're going to do an opening div tag with an ID of container. And then we're going to come down to the bottom and we're going to close it right before our closing body tag. So basically everything that's within our page is going to have this style applied to it. So now if we save it and we run it, now we can see, oh, okay, so our background still displays over our whole body, right? Because that background image is applied to our body tag. But within our container, here's our container background, so that's everything else on the page. And you can see how now, if we make our browser bigger, it stays centered because we're using that left and right auto. So that allows us to have a background image and then our container with all of our other stuff on our page.